Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you I say Shalom. This is your brother Yeshaya coming at you again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And the title of this lesson is going to be Mockers, Scoffers, and Unbelievers Will Die. All right. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in, starting off with 2 Peter 3 and verse 3. It reads, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. Now, when you go into this word scoffer, it pretty much means false teachers, right? And also mockers. So mockers, scoffers, and false teachers. It says walking after their own lusts and saying, where is the promise of his coming? The coming of who? Of our Lord Yahushua, right? And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. And this is the mindset of 2/3 of our nation, that everything is going to continue as they were. This is an anti-Hamashiach spirit, because it's clearly written of signs of his coming, signs of his return, that we're living in the last days, right? Second Ezra, chapter 9, it clearly tells us to measure the time diligently within himself, right? Meaning looking at prophecy and also looking at current events, right? News, and lining them up with prophecy to making sure where you are in that timeline. And as we see, we're clearly at the end. We're clearly at the end, right? Another thing that to show us that this is the end is the prophets are out there proclaiming his word, right? We're being brought back to our to remembering that we are the children of Israel. All these things will happen in the last days, right? But it says, verse 4, in saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation, right? And we hear this all the time amongst unbelievers, right? That they don't think Yahushua is coming, that they've been saying the world is going to end, and things are continuing on. Hey, nothing's going to happen, all this nonsense that unbelievers like to say, right? But we know we're clearly living in the last days, right? As a matter of fact, let me see. Let me get this real quick. 1 John, because there's another thing that Christians think. Christians think there's going to be a antichrist, a single antichrist that's going to come and rule the world. Nah, there's many antichrists. Again, not believing that the end is coming and Yahushua is going to come. That's the spirit of antichrist, right? But this is 1 John 2 and 18. It says, little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard, the antichrist shall come, or that antichrist shall come. Even now are there many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. See? So there's many antichrists in the world, man. Even to this day, the majority is antichrist. Even amongst our people, even amongst Israel, 2/3 is antichrist or anti-Hamashiach, right? But let's continue on. 2 Peter 3 and verse 5, it says, for this they are willingly ignorant of. See, they are willingly ignorant. Jake is willingly ignorant. Jake is in that spirit of ignorance is bliss. Jake is willingly ignorant. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to know it. They don't care to know it. They hear the prophets out in the highways and byways. They pull the shoulder, man. They stop their ears. They ignore it. They see it on social media. They scroll right past it. They don't want nothing to do with it, right? They don't care to know it. But it's all going to be to their detriment. It's not. It's of no consequence to us if you believe or not. Ultimately, you heard the word. Now the blood is off our hands, and it's all on you now, right? But as we're going to go into, um, all unbelievers are going to die. All right. But let's continue on. Well, all mockers, scoffers, and unbelievers will die. But verse 7, Salakia. Verse 5, it says, for this they are willingly ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. Let's talk about the days of Noah. And the exact same things that were happening in the days of Noah is happening now. Let's get that. Matthew 24, which is a heavy chapter, but I just want to get this point right here. Matthew 24 and 38. Actually, verse 37, it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. See, so it's saying that as it was as in the days of Noah, when Noah was out there prophesying, warning the people, everybody was eating, drinking, and marrying. And so it will be this time when the prophets are out here. Everybody's going to be, partying, drinking, eating, marrying, right? Doing all kinds of wickedness. Because that's the reason why the flood came in the first place. And this is the reason why fire is going to come here to America, right? But it says, verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, right? It took them like a thief in the night. In the same way, our Lord Yahweh Shai is going to come. It's going to come as a thief in the night. It even says it in the book of 2 Peter, right? 2 Peter chapter 3. It tells you that, hey, the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai is going to take everybody by surprise. Not us, right? The believers, the ones that's watching, but to the rest of the world. The same way it was during the time of Noah. Noah was the one prepared. He knew. He was getting ready. Just like we're getting ready, right? We're building up that spiritual ark. But as we see, the world is not getting ready, right? And by now, I mean, Israel, 2/3 of Israel ain't getting ready. They ain't building up that spiritual ark. What they're doing is building up a carnal gain, trying to establish themselves in this world, continuing to be a part of this world. And clearly in Micah 2:10, it tells us to arise and depart, because this is not our rest. Jake loves oppression. Jake wants to continue in this shit. But that's because they lack faith. They weren't given the gift of faith. So ultimately, they're going to be destroyed. Right? Just like as it happened in the time of Noah. Everybody got wiped out except him and his family. Right? Only 8 people survived back then. And even in this time, there's going to be a small number that's going to be delivered. Right? But let's see. Let's continue on back in 2 Peter 3 and verse 7. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire, against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. See, this time is which is in the scriptures call it a second death. This is actually going to be by fire, right? He ain't going to destroy the world with water like he did back in the time of Noah. That's why you have the rainbow as a covenant, as showing the promise that he will never flood the world, destroy everything in the world by water again, right? This time it's going to be by fire. But again, not the whole world is going to be destroyed. It's just pretty much predominantly going to be America, but also little various parts of the earth, right, where the missiles are going to drop. But let's see. Um, okay, from here, let's get Second Ezra's. I mean, not Second Ezra's. Sirach. Excuse me. Sirach 40 and start at verse 8. It says, "Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners, death and bloodshed, strife and the sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things were created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood." You see? Like in the book of Job, it tells you, man, uh, uh, nobody perished, nobody perishes being innocent, right? So anybody that dies back during the time of the flood, because hey, there was a lot, everybody got wiped out except for Noah and his family, right? Everybody got wiped out, little kids up to grown old men, right? Women, children, everybody died, right? So hey, but hey, they weren't innocent, because if they were innocent, they wouldn't have died. And the same thing is going to happen now. Women, children, men, young, old, don't matter. If you're wicked, you're going to die. All right? And all these things, as I read here in Sirach 40, verses 8 through 10, all these things were created for the wicked, man. The wicked of our nation, the heathen. And these things are being prepared. And we're seeing it, man. Jacob's trouble was just right around the corner where all these things is going to take place. And then nuclear destruction, the sword, right? Ultimately is going to come down upon the rest of the 2/3 and destroy America. All right. Let's go back let's go to First Chronicles 13 and Slakia, Second Chronicles 13 and verse 15. Hold on. Salakia, bear with me. I think I might be mistaken. Let me see. Oh, it's 36. Salakia. Second Chronicles 36. And I'm going to start at verse 15. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, Second Chronicles 36 and 15. And Yahweh, power of the Father, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. Right? Excuse me. Those messengers being the prophets, right? That have the message and the testimony of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? Pretty much going, they're being sent out to give warning to the people, right? To get them to prepare. The scriptures compare the prophets as being watchmen, right? And what do watchmen do? They keep watch over the village, right? Watching over the horizon, seeing if any impending doom or enemies are coming, right? And they blow the trumpet to warn and sound off the warning. But verse 16, it reads, "But they mocked the messengers of the Most High, and despised his words, and misused his prophets. Until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, so there was no remedy." So imagine this. Imagine watchmen upon a tower. Their sole purpose is to defend the city or warn the city, blow the trumpet, and give and sound off warning of destruction, sound off warning of to get prepared, right? The enemies are coming. But what does Jake do? They continue off as they were. They're like, this guy, I don't want to hear that. What's going to happen to the people? They're going to get destroyed. And this is exactly what happened. Let me read this again. "But they mocked the messengers of the Most High, and despised his words, and misused his prophets, until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, till there was no remedy." So here was the prophets were warning them, "Hey, get right. Get your mind right. Get your act together." The same thing as we're doing now. The same thing as a watchman would do to the people. "Hey, get ready. Prepare yourself." If it was a trumpet for battle, hey, everybody had to get ready. Women had to go and go to a certain location and hide. The children as well, and the men had to get ready. Prepare their minds, prepare themselves. Get ready for battle. But they weren't ready. So that's why it says, "Until the wrath of Yahweh rose up against his people, till there was no remedy." That's right, man. There was no remedy. They got destroyed. They didn't adhere to the message of the word, so the Most High punished them. The warning was to get ready, to prepare your minds, get right with the Lord, so that destruction wouldn't happen to you. But what happened here in verse 17? It tells you, it says, "Therefore he brought upon them the king of the Chaldees, who slew their young men with the sword in the house of the sanctuary, and had no compassion upon young men or maiden, old man, or whom that stooped for age. He gave them all into his hand." And that's a repetitive thing with Jake. They go off. The messengers are sent to warn them. The prophets are sent to warn them. They don't take heed to the message. So in turn, the Most High punishes them by taking them, by sending the heathen after us, right? Putting us into captivity, right? And this time, it's going to be the same thing. The messengers are out here, right? Giving the warning, telling our people to get ready, because a terrible, terrible time is coming, where our enemies, is going to come down upon us, man. It ain't called Jacob's trouble for no reason. It's clearly made to attack you, Jacob. Primarily the wicked of our nation. Again, as I read, all these things were created for the wicked, man. The wicked of our people. To punish them. To destroy them. Right? Let's see. Let's get from here. Let's get Second Ezra. Second Ezra 15. And we're going to start at verse 3. It says, "Fear not their imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." Right? So incredulity, meaning their lack of belief, lack of faith, right? Their unbelief, right? So don't let that trouble you, man. And you're going to have motherfuckers coming up to you, scoffing, mocking, right? Looking at you funny, looking at you sideways. But it says, don't fear that, man. Ultimately, we shouldn't fear because the Most High is with us, man. He gave us the understanding of the scriptures. That alone shows you that he's dealing with us, right? But either ways, we shouldn't fear because, all these people, man, hey, they're against the Most High. They're enemies of the Lord. We're on the right side. Hey, we're pretty much a team Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. While everybody else is an enemy. The Most High is omnipotent. He's going to take care of his men. He's going to destroy the wicked. Esau the wicked, the heathen, and the wicked of our nation. Right? As it says in verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So fuck them. They don't get it. We're moving on. Ultimately, if they do, end up receiving the word, then, Most High will make that happen. But as we know, there's going to be a majority that's going to reject the word. So we shouldn't worry. They're destined for destruction. That's going to be their lot. Right? So let's see. Let's get Matthew, because I want to touch on this too, on the scoffers and mockers. Matthew 12 and verse 36. And it reads, but I say unto you that every idle word that men should speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. Right? Every idle word, man. All these motherfuckers out here mocking, scoffing. You'll see Esau talking shit. You'll see Jake talking shit. All these other nations talking shit. All right. We ain't gonna handle it then. The Most High's gonna take care of that. They're gonna take care of that, man. I mean, they're gonna pay for what they said. Every idle word that they have given is gonna they're gonna give account of, man. They're gonna give account of it, right? The Most High got everything recorded, and our testimony is gonna stand, because hey, that's what we're going to. We're going to court. The court of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. We're giving a testimony of what we see, all the wickedness that's going on. And like I said, our testimony, is going to stand. All we got to do, fuck everybody, fuck the world, fuck the unbelievers. We're here out to fish out for the elect. And as long as we're doing what we got to do, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Again, the Most High is going to take care of his men. All right. But let's see. I want to get this story, a little excerpt of this story of Elisha. This is 2 Kings chapter 2. And I'm gonna start at verse 19. And it says, and the men of the city said unto Elisha, behold, I pray thee, the situation of the city is pleasant as my Lord seeth, but the water is not, and the ground barren. And he said, bring me a new cruse, and put salt therein. And they brought it to him. And he went forth into the spring of the waters, and cast the salt in there, and said, thus saith the Yahweh, I have healed these waters. There shall not be from thence any more death or barren land. So the waters were healed unto this day, according to the saying of Elisha, which he spake. So, here Elisha, through the power of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakwadash, he was able to heal the waters, right? But check this, verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel, And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. So hey, there's a bunch of little demons, man. As you see it today, Jake is raising little demons. Well, that's how it was back then. You had little demons, little motherfuckers coming out here, mocking the prophet of the Lord. But it says, verse 24, and he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of Yahweh. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tear 42 children of them. Hey, as soon as Elisha cursed them, man, the Most High sent 2 she-bears out to destroy these little kids, man. 42 children died. That shit crazy. Verse 25, it says, and he went from thence unto Mount Carmel, and from thence he returned to Samaria. Hey, so like I said, anybody can get it, man. Anybody can get the smoke. The Most High is not a respecter of persons. He ain't gonna hold back, right? But I want to get this as well. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it's similar to the one I read earlier in Ecclesiastes 40, but it's a little bit different. Let me see. The previous verse 39, 28. All right, this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 39 and verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. As a matter of fact, no, yeah, I'll start there. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? So there are spirits that are created for vengeance, man, just waiting and lurking for the green light. They're waiting for the green light of the Most High to give them that green light, right? And once they're given that green light, boom, they do the work that they were programmed to do, and they please the Most High, right? But verse 29, it says, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, as we just read. Them 2 she-bears, tore up 42 children. But it says, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. You see? Let's see, verse 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Right? So all these things were created for the wicked, man. And this is what we're saying. Jacob's trouble is just around the corner. Well, everything is going to be unleashed, man. All these things that are created for vengeance, that are created for the wicked, all these plagues, famines, death, types of death, all this calamity, destruction, right? Teeth of wild beasts, spirits created for vengeance, and all these things, they're all going to come out all at once to take out 2/3, man. And then eventually it's going to be, the ultimate sword. The nuclear bombs is going to wipe out the remainder of the wicked of our nation, right? At least here in America, So hey, as long as we're on the good side of the Lord, man, we ain't got nothing to worry about, man. The Most High will handle the wicked, will handle the unbelievers, the mockers, the scoffers, right? As long as we're in right with the Lord, man, fuck everybody else, fuck all the unbelievers, fuck all the mocking, the scoffing, right? They're going to pay. It's all just a matter of time, right? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I'm going to finish off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Until next time, I'm going to say, Shalom. Kwam Yasharala, and Abad Babal.